This is my explainer video for question number 3 on our expert TA homework. So basically it starts out, it says a ball is kicked at ground level with an initial velocity of 15 meters per second in the horizontal direction and 13.5 meters per second in the vertical direction. So the ball is kicked and then it goes up and eventually comes down. And so what the A is asking us is to find the final speed of when it hits the ground. So right before it hits the ground, the speed basically. So we're going to use velocity final equals the velocity in the x direction squared plus the velocity in the y direction squared, square root of that. So basically we went 15 meters per second because that's what our horizontal velocity is squared, plus 13.5 squared, square root of that, and got 20.18 meters per second is going to be our final velocity. And then we go down to part B, and it's asking how long was the ball in the air. So we're going to use the equation time equals 2 times the velocity in the y direction divided by gravity. And you got to make sure when you're doing these problems that you set up the equation right, because if you leave a g somewhere, or if you put v naught y in the wrong area, you're gonna stray from the correct answer. So I plugged everything in. I got 2 times 13.5 squared, because that's our velocity in the y direction. We're gonna divide that by gravity, which is 9.8 meters per second, and that will give us the answer of 2.76 seconds. So that's how long our ball is going to be in the air to when it touches our final position. And finally, C is asking for the maximum height. So how tall, which would probably be in this area, how high that is from the ground right there. And so what we're going to be doing here is our if we're solving for H max, we're going to be using the equation velocity in the y direction squared divided by 2 times gravity. So it's close to the same thing, except for we're using gravity twice. So it's going to be 13.5 squared divided by 19.6, and you come out with 9.289 meters. And so that is going to be right here. The distance between the ground and here, which will be our maximum height, is 9.289 meters. So that was my explainer video for problem number 3.